have a yearly target. Will all my targets be achieved through my friends and family? Not at all. Because I have maybe a friend circle of 20, 30, 100. Even if you keep 100, over a period of time, that will go down, right? Not 100, or not even if you approach 10 people, all will be interested in buying your product, right? So that is where we are looking into different sources for this lead generation. Today. So if you see whichever role, even if it's a cashier, if you have to bring 2 accounts a month or 4 accounts a month, whom will I approach for these accounts, right? That will be the first thing we have to do, right? So you have an existing customer coming to you, already he has an account, so how can I speak to him about a new account, right? That will come into our mind first. So anyone can tell me who will you approach for account opening in your initial days when you join a bank? See, you have joined and you are 1 week into the system, you are learning all the processes, right? Your branch head is telling, see, everyone has to do 1 or 2 accounts in a month, right? See, that's what the bank is asking you to do. So if you are asked to do, whom will you approach? In the initial days, you may not know the customers also who are coming to the branch, right? You are only learning, but then they will ask for results, so we will have to perform, right? So whom will you approach in the initial days if they are asking you to bring a savings account or a current account? We'll see savings alone first, okay? So whom will you approach? The first people which will come into our mind is our friends and family. Normally we approach them, no? Initially, whenever a target or anything is expected us to perform, we depend on our friends and family. Especially if you are being posted in a place near your hometown or near your home, right? And the things will be easier because you can approach your friends and family. Normally, we will approach our friends and family first, as Gokul said. And the second thing he told was taking references from our existing customer. That's a very good option. And the conversion ratio of account conversion when you approach or take references from existing customers will normally be higher compared to other sources. Okay. So the second important source which may come to use, you have started one or 2 weeks into the system, right? You can approach the customers who are visiting you, ask them for references of their friends or family. See, if you are interacting with a current account customer, you're checking with him, like whether he has a savings account with our bank. If he doesn't have a savings account, you can speak to him, right? You can check with him whether he will be interested in opening a savings account. Second option that is available to you. Any other sources from which you can generate leads? You have a branch ATM before you, and you often see people coming to withdraw cash, but they are holding some other bank's ATM cards. So naturally, you can approach them to start an account. Why they come to your bank ATM? Because maybe they are near to the bank, but they don't have an account with you, right? That is also an option. Walk-in customers who may not be currently your account holders, they are coming to drop a check for some other things, you can approach them for an account. You have a customer who is visiting you and he is telling that he is employed somewhere, but he is having a normal salary, savings account only with you. You are checking with him and you are understanding that he has a salary account with some other bank, right? So in such cases, you can definitely approach him for a salary tie-up. Through him, you can approach the company for a salary tie-up. So that's for the salary. Another simple thing you can do is, normally imagine you are posted in the sales. Go to the open market, right? Go to the open market, meet people and speak to them about savings account or current accounts, right? See, you are posted in a branch. The moment we join, if you are into sales, what they will do, they will see what is the nearby locations, good locations. Like you have a residential community, residential area, flats or villas, good colonies, housing colonies nearby you. There's a government quarters nearby you. Go there and meet people there, right? So that's the first thing normally people in the sales field will do, right? That's the best also, because a lot of opportunities or scope are available in the open market. right? We will not know who will be willing to take accounts. A lot of sources will be available. So first and foremost, apart from your friends, family, taking references from the customers, you can go directly to the market and approach them for opening an account. That's possible. Likewise, as he said, corporates, salary. You see a company nearby your branch, right? There are small private limited companies running their offices nearby your bank, right? There is an info park or a techno park. You can approach those companies there. There is a special economic zone near your branch. You can approach those companies nearby, right, to meet for new accounts, for a salary tie-up in case of companies, corporates. Okay, not necessarily bigger corporates. There will be small startups also. Maybe the number of employees is lesser, but the amount of salary may be higher. So we may not know that. So no harm in approaching all these people, right? So that's the open market options available before you. When we look out for opportunities, lot of opportunities will be available before us. Only thing is we have to go for that and take use of it, right? Another way which we can see is, see, if you take a branch setup, normally when you travel or you would have visited branches, right? So normally in the private sector banks, what the setup is, branch banking, branches will be responsible for processing all your current account, savings account and all related requests for it. When we come to loans, they will have their separate loan department. Okay, so the processing of loans all may not be done through the branches. They will have a loan hub. So if you want to sell a loan to your savings account or current account customers, normally a representative of this loans department will be there in your branch. Okay, so loan department guys will be there in your branch. Salary, I told you, salary is a separate segment, very important segment for any bank, right? So salary executives will be different. There will be separate employees to take care of the salary segment. Okay, so example, you see sales BD they call. Normally in many banks different roles will be there, sales officer or a business development executive. So this BD for normal savings account will be different from a BD for salary. So their roles are different. So the salary BD, he will take care only of the corporates. So they will be there in the branch. And in the loans itself, you will have business banking loans will be there for the current account customers, where startup loans, emerging market loans, separate department will be there. You would have heard about SME, right? It's a small medium enterprises. So funding for these enterprises. So loan section separate will be there for them. So if you have a customer who has a medium enterprise or a small enterprise and he is looking for a loan, normally you can approach these guys who will help you with the documentation and process. So our responsibility, when I told you will have to sell a loan or an insurance or a mutual fund, is we just pass the lead and we will inform the customer briefly about the product. The process all will be done by the representatives of the respective departments. Like if it is loan, mutual fund guys will be there in the branch, insurance guys will be there in the branch, right? So as you give leads or you give your customers for loan, you can approach them also for leads. Okay, so a loan guy or a loans department guy, if he has a customer who has loan but he doesn't have a savings account and he wants a savings account, he may pass on that leads to you. So from within the branch sources also, from other departments, you will get leads, okay, for new savings or current. That is also possible because we work in a retail branch setup. Different departments are there. You can depend on them. Of course, it depends upon how good rapport we create, the relationship we create with these different department people. Another way you can think of leads is normally the sales team will be there. No? They may conduct various activities to collect leads. Like I don't know if you have noticed whether when you visit a mall or when you travel, you can see a kiosk or a bike display or a car display, Nexa cars display. Have you seen that? Companies would have put up a bike or a car for a display and there will be a guy sitting behind it. Activity they do for collecting leads. Right, so if you see they have put up a kiosk in a mall and those who are entering the mall, you may see them approaching each one of them and they may give a brochure, and they may take the contact details. So if a day somebody is doing that, right, they will collect the database, or they will collect the name and contact number of the customer. That is what nowadays we want, basically. Right, so that's a one-day activity which they do in a prominent locations. Okay, again, what is the aim of doing that? To collect leads. Right, what do you mean by lead? See, every employee, month on month, you will have some targets. So when you put up, the yearly targets will be there, right? So I have to keep increasing the database, or the list of customers, new customers whom I can approach for account opening. So if we speak about that in this pure sales terms, right, there is a sales process which we normally call, right? So any customer whom you approach, right, whom you feel that they will be interested in buying your product, right, we will call them as a lead in the banking. Okay, so the more you generate, you take contacts of the people whom you are going to approach, it is called a lead generation. So that is the term we will use. Okay, and in sales, if you take, lead generation is the first activity, and that is a continuous activity, right? So in the first, Gokul told, first we will approach friends and families. I have a yearly target. Will all my targets be achieved through my friends and family? Not at all, because I have maybe a friend circle of 20, 30, 100. Even if you keep 100, over a period of time that will go down, right? Not 100, or not even if you approach 10 people, all will be interested in buying your product, right? So that is where we are looking into different sources for this lead generation, taking references, taking going out in the open market, taking leads from different departments, conducting an activity in the open market to collect leads on which I can work when I come back. These are different sources from which you collect, and that database which you make is called as a lead list. And that is called as a lead generation, and it should be a continuous activity. So you have to keep on adding these leads, and nothing to worry over. You are working, you will get leads from different sources, and you keep adding and keep contacting these customers for various products. All will flow in line. Okay, nothing to worry on that. Only thing is, we have to follow this meticulously. Like if you are got a lead, you have to call the customer and follow up the customer for opening, right? So these are some of the sources through which you can collect lead. You can conduct an activity for existing customers. Also, the branches will conduct various activity, right? So you have a community nearby you, going and meeting the representatives of that community. Like, see, a flat is there, housing colony. You have an association there, contacting those people, conducting some activities in that housing area. Competition for kids, for women, some competition. Only my intention there is to generate leads. Okay, so these are various sources through which normally when we start working, that would be a group activity, right? So see, going and conducting activities, or you will not be doing it individually. As a part of the team, we will go there, conduct activity, collect the leads, and then we will work on these leads, right? Or going to the open market, taking references to a customers, or purely your individual way in which you will be trying to approach the customers. One more product I can add is your credit cards, because nowadays more will be interested in credit cards. So your loans and credit cards can be used as a product to attract more customers. Of course, if you have better loan rates and card offers, definitely it is easier if you go to the market to get. And guys, one thing in sales we have to see is, we are approaching these customers as a representative of the brand which you are going to work for. Is it an Axis or an ICICI? So there is nothing personal between you and the customer. So if you approach 10 customers, not all 10 will give you a positive reply. So we should be ready to face that situation. Today when I approach 10, I am getting 2 positive. Approach 20, you will get 4 positive. So that's the way we should think.